It really depends. First of all, I believe in bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. This is one because we want to make sure that the hormones that we get are identical to our body. So this is first. And then we want to see how our liver metabolizes these hormones. And that can be very dangerous if the liver doesn't metabolize the hormones properly. And third, we want to make sure that not only that we get enough hormones, but they need to be in a certain ratio with each other. Because what I see that a lot. Many women come to me and they go through menopausal symptoms. They're very typical. Sometimes they're not even aware that also depression is typical, or they know some of them, like hot flashes, night sweats, sleep issues, but they don't know all the others. And they come to me and they either on birth control because they dealt with PMS, they dealt with PCOS, or they just wanted to prevent pregnancy. So they are on birth control on their 50s. And the doctor just said, yeah, just continue that. That's totally fine. And so they get the period, or they just don't get their periods anymore. And they just have all kinds of symptoms. And they have no idea that they really screwed out with their liver function. And that's why they have cholesterol. And sometimes they say, yeah, it's running in my family, cholesterol. And I say, well, it's not because of that. It's just because your liver is overloaded. And then they have thyroid disorders, and they just don't know that everything is connected. You don't need to go to your family doctor for this and for your endocrinologist for this. Everything is connected. All the hormones are related to each other. So I know that my answer is probably long, but it really depends. Some people they should, some people they should not, because their liver will not be able to metabolize those hormones right now. And every person needs different hormones dosage. So it really depends. It's hard to say, but I will not recommend to do any hormone replacement therapy before testing it properly.
Great point. And yeah, no worries. I knew it's going to be a nuanced topic and we're going to have to dive into it. That's why we have the rest of the podcast. So, what I guess I'm wondering then is everyone's hormones, of course, are going to decline given enough time. This is something I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm already thinking about because I try to think decades ahead and I'm like, what would I do if I'm at 55 years old, 60? Like, even if I live a perfectly healthy life, there's no way my testosterone is going to be as good as it could at 55, 60. And then some would say this isn't perfectly proven. We don't actually know this yet, but some argue that testosterone replacement therapy, for example, can shorten your life a little bit. Is it worth it if it improves the quality of your life while you're here? I don't have the answers to that yet. I don't know. But my point is, everyone is going to decline. One thing I just want to be clear of, and I'm sorry if I'm misunderstanding this, let's assume that the person has normal declining hormones, as would happen to anyone when they age, no matter how healthy they are. Their liver can metabolize everything fine. Do you think most people would still benefit from it then? Of course, this is not medical advice. I'm just wondering your opinion. Or are there some people that they're just going to feel fine for the rest of their life? They don't actually need to do any of this stuff, regardless of whether or not their liver could handle this?
Yeah. So first of all, we can support the adrenal and we can support the hormones in a natural way through the food. We can, for testosterone, we can do weightlifting, will help with testosterone production. So we can look into the natural ways as well, and we should do that. We can start there. With that said, hormones supports other functions which are other than fertility and libido. These are the main functions since puberty. But these hormones, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and also DHEA that starts to decline. This is another hormones that we want to support. I like to say DHEA is really like a master hormone. It helps with all other hormones regulations. So even these hormones start to decline. And those hormones helps with so many functions in the body. For example, glucose regulation, for example, lipid regulations, for example, body temperature, skin health, hair health. Yeah, do we have to go with hormones replacement therapy? Sometimes not. Sometimes we can get it from nature if we eat enough phytoestrogens. If we're looking at, for example, women in Japan, there was a research that was done in Japan. Women in Japan do not take hormone replacement therapy, and the cancer percentage is less than 1%. And the reason for that, what they found out, that the reason for that is the tofu, all the soybeans that they eat, because those are rich with phytoestrogens. So in the past, there was a research came that said, don't eat tofu because it's very dangerous and it can cause you breast cancer. But today we know, and we look at people in Asia and their level or the percentage of cancer, breast cancer, is super low in considered to United States. And they are not in hormone replacement therapy, and they eat tons of soybeans, and soybeans is very rich with phytoestrogen. So yeah, we can get it from the nature. Now, why I still support in bioidentical hormone replacement therapy? Because most people will not eat enough, will not get it enough from nature. If you can get it enough from nature, it's great. You don't have to. But if you cannot get it enough from nature, or your adrenal is not strong enough, or your body is in high stress, or there are other factors that affect your hormones, maybe you take some levels of hormone replacement therapy just to bring your body back to balance, at least temporary, and then it will help you.